Let's meet some cool kids. The North Carolina Horse Council does a pageant for the Southern Horse Festival, and we elect a Miss Southern Horse Festival and a Junior Miss Southern Horse Festival every year. We had a chance to catch up with Mina Greenlee, who is the reigning Miss Southern Horse Festival, and Kaylee Christenbury, who is the reigning Junior Miss. So let's go meet those guys and see what it's like to be a queen. With me now is Kaylee Christenbury, and Kaylee is one of our Junior Miss Southern Horse Festival princesses this year. So she's done an awesome job, but she's also a horsewoman that shows, goes to school, and has big plans for her future. So Kaylee, tell us a little bit about your horse magic and what you like to do with her.
Well, I show her 12 and under.
And when you show in the 12 and under classes, you know, what do you normally do?
I normally have to do equitation, bridle path hack, just like a pleasure type thing, and then go as you please.
Okay.
And then I have showmanship.
All right. And what kind of shows do you normally show in?
Just like an open show.
Like the local open show series? All right. And of those classes, which one's your favorite?
Probably equitation.
And why is that?
Because it's more judged on me than her, because if she does something bad, then it's not going to really affect me more than it'll affect the horse part and then not the rider part.
Right, so the equitation class is really based on you and your skill. Yeah. So that's really good. So when you're doing the walk trot classes, how does that work?
Well, the judge you go in, and most of the time you go in before all the other riders are out from their class for the previous class. And you'll walk, you know, kind of like warm them up at a walk, and then they'll be like, you are now being judged at the walk, and then they'll say trot and walk, and it's pretty simple.
And then you reverse and come back the other direction so they can kind of see.
Yeah.
All right, so how much of that have you won?
When I got to the show, I got grand champion in both my divisions.
That's awesome, and that was your first time really out with her.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I guess your trainer is very proud of you. Obviously, her lessons have paid off.
Yep.
And Kaylee's also a very special girl, too, in that she takes on younger kids, and she teaches them how to ride, which we'll see a little bit of that coming up. With me now is Angel and Thunder, and they are Kaylee's students. So Angel's been riding about 2 months now?
2 or 3.
Very good. And what age are you?
11.
All right. And so how's it going with your riding lessons? Are you enjoying it? Good, good. Okay, and Kaylee, tell us a little bit about what you've been teaching Angel.
Well, we're trying to get him to canter, but he likes, like, he kind of puts his standards how he thinks a child is, like her height and her size, and he still looks at it as a child, as like, I don't want to take off with you, you know, and act stupid. Well, he will act stupid at times, but like with me, he'll canter like a breeze, but with her, we haven't even got him to canter yet. Okay, so he's very, very mindful of who's on his back. Very good. And so have you shown any? Not yet. Our show will be next Saturday.
All right, are you nervous? You'll be doing really good. You've got a good teacher here. Okay, well, you want to take Angel out and show us a little bit about what you've been showing her and teaching her? So Kaylee's given our student her last minute instructions. They're going to show us what it's like for a walk trot lesson.
And I'll put it on him and see where it's at before I decide.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she went into that so smoothly.
Yeah. He's a Missouri foxtrotter, so he has like a foxtrot.
Mm-hmm. I've not ever seen a Missouri foxtrotter in person, but what a smooth gait. With me now is Mina Greenlee, and Mina is the Miss Southern Horse Festival with the North Carolina Horse Council. How are you today, Mina?
I'm doing well.
Good. Mina has won all kinds of things, and she has competed in all kinds of contests. So just to get you a little acquainted with some of her successes, tell us a little bit about what you've been doing this summer.
This summer I've been really busy between educational contests and horse shows and having a summer job to make a little extra money. Through the educational contests I've done hippology and horse judging. In hippology we placed in the top 5 both state and regionally, which is between Louisiana, Alabama, Florida, all the southern states. And in horse judging at the state level, our team won as well as at the regional level, and I placed 3rd overall at the state level and 4th overall at the regional level, with 3rd in reasons, I think, at both contests.
That's amazing. Not only that, Mina has been to a Quarter Horse Worlds, Quarter Horse Congress?
Last summer I went to the Youth Worlds to compete for horseball, and our team actually won that as well. I don't think our team did go to Congress last year too. We won that, and we competed nationally and got 3rd overall.
That's amazing. Now, what exactly is a horse bowl?
Horse bowl is, some people are like, oh, is that bowling for horses? But really, it's like a quiz bowl game. There's 4 players, and there's 2 tables, and everyone has their own buzzer. A question is asked, and the person has to buzz in and answer the question. And you can buzz in before the answer ends, or the question ends, and so whoever gets the most points wins.
Very good. And what is hippology?
Hippology is a test. It's actually a combination of different events. The first one and the major one is a test. It's a written test, mostly on anatomy and nutritional and just a lot of veterinary-like questions about the horse. There's a station section, which you have to identify different items and questions and parts of the horse. And there's also an ID portion, which is pictures, or it can be hands-on items. It could be parts of a horse, pieces of tack. You never know what it's going to be.
So you want to become a veterinarian when you get out of college, is that correct?
I would, but I couldn't put down a horse, and so I decided to go along with the medical lines. I'm going to go into nursing school when I get out of high school.
And continue your show career, I guess?
Of course.
So what made you want to apply for that pageant and be part of that?
Horse Council gives a voice to people in the equestrian world and people who would not normally have a voice, and it gives it to the public and people who feel like they're small, and it just lets you have a voice and put in your input, because no matter who you are, your ideas and contributions are very important, and through Horse Council you have a way to let people know what you think.
Right, very good. Stay tuned. Modern Horseman TV will be right back.
People from around the Triangle come to Carolina Barbecue of Garner off Highway 70 because they know what they'll get. Authentic Eastern North Carolina chopped barbecue, Southern fried chicken, hush puppies, Brunswick stew, and more. But did you know that they'll come to you? For your next backyard party, company event, graduation party, weddings, rehearsals, or any other occasion, you bring the people, and Carolina Barbecue of Garner will bring the pig. Call 773-0222.
Follow me to Carolina Barbecue.
Today we're going to learn a little bit about veterinary medicine care. We're going to join Dr. Nikki Wheeler as she removes some proud flesh from a horse's leg. And you'll get a chance to learn what proud flesh really is.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nikki Wheeler. I'm the owner and veterinarian of Premier Equine Mobile Veterinary Chiropractic Services. I'm a solo practitioner. This is my assistant, Martin. We are here today for the horsemanship certification course, and we're teaching basic veterinary care and horsemanship handling skills. Today we have Miss Sterling. She's a 5-year-old quarter horse mare who sustained an injury to her left hind hock a couple of weeks ago, and she's got some proud flesh, also known as exuberant granulation tissue, that has come up as a result of the injury. So horses are notorious for making this kind of reaction to an injury because the way that their skin grows, the tissue actually grows further out before the skin cells can cover it up. So it'll keep growing and growing and growing before the skin can cover it up. So what the vet has to do is come and clean it and take the tissue off, and then the skin cells can start to cover it up so it can look more normal and heal. So today we're going to take care of Miss Sterling. I'm going to give her a shot that's going to make her very sleepy. So she'll have her head kind of down. She might be kind of drooly, look a little wobbly. That's all normal, okay? We're going to clean it, prep it, like we would do for a surgery, and then I'm going to start removing the tissue, okay? So like Miss Kim said, if you guys get woozy or sick with blood, we'll let you go and come back and see when we're finished. That'll take just a minute. Does anybody know what type of cleaning solution this is? Have you guys ever had to clean a wound before? It's brown, it's yellow. What do you think? It numbs? No, it doesn't numb. It actually cleans it, but I didn't know if you knew the name. Like if you called me on the phone and you said, "Doctor, my horse cut its leg and I need to clean it. Should I use laundry detergent?" No. I mean, if you say, if I tell you on the phone, clean it with betadine, okay? It's a medicine, it's a soap that's used for cleaning wounds. I would say get some betadine and clean it. So this is a good tool to know, to have in like a first aid kit. Okay, so she looks pretty sleepy. You guys can notice she's kind of wobbly a little bit. The wound is right here on this inner aspect of her hock. You can see the tissue is grown out over the top of the skin. Can everybody see that? Yeah? So the thing about proud flesh or exuberant granulation tissue is it doesn't have a lot of nerve endings or feeling. So when I start cutting it, she's not going to be in a lot of pain, but it's more bloody than anything else because it has a lot of blood supply, which is why it grows so fast. So I'm just going to clean it up first to start before I start cutting it. Everybody see it? Yeah? See the big red thing? Looks kind of like a strawberry. So I take a scalpel blade. It's very, very, very sharp, just like they use for surgery. And I start to cut it, okay? So here's some more betadine cleaning. This is just flush. Try to keep it nice and clean. All right, I need the vet wrap. So this is also another, it's an ointment that's got betadine in it, so it will continue to keep the wound clean. Hold it. Okay.
Got it?
Yep. Yep. Okay. All right. Do you guys have any questions for me? Everybody doing okay? Yeah, what you got? No, hopefully it will not grow back. So we keep it bandaged and we keep it clean. So hopefully that it will not come back. If it does, sometimes it will. We have to do the surgery again. So the iodine helps to keep everything clean. So the last thing we want is for this to get infected, right? So I wear gloves, I use a lot of iodine, I clean it a lot because I don't want the skin to get infected, because if the skin gets infected, what do you think will happen? Do you think it'll heal? Right, it won't heal. So I like to try to keep it as clean as possible so that we don't have any type of infection.
How often would you change that?
The bandage every day.
Every day?
Mm-hmm. One of the medications I actually have my clients apply to this sounds kind of strange, but it works really well, is alum or meat tenderizer. After a couple of days with just keeping it nice and clean, the alum actually keeps the tissue from growing more, and it kind of dries it out so that it heals a lot nicer. So if she becomes very lame, where she won't walk on it, because now you see, when you see her walking, she's walking fairly normal. It doesn't seem to bother her. And most of the time this type of problem doesn't, but should it become infected, it can get cellulitis just like a person would get. So it becomes really hot and painful and swollen, so she may not want to walk on it, so that may be a sign. Of course, pus or any kind of excessive drainage that wouldn't be normal for this type of procedure. Majority of the time they do really well. You know, it's more of a superficial type wound, despite how big it looks. So infections.
Do you expect it to before it's healed?
About 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks. Or like.
Are you not supposed to work the horse at all?
Right, exactly, right. So she probably will have another 2-week vacation. She'll probably be off for another 2 weeks until the wound is nice and healed, and then she can go back to work. Now she's going to be sleepy for a while, so we put her up in the stall. So since we're talking about horses and care for horses, what do you think would happen if I put her in a stall with a bunch of hay and she started eating? You think that'd be a problem, or you think that'd be just fine?
Be a problem, cause the hay could like slip up under that. Or
You think?
Yeah.
What else do you think might cause a problem? If she goes in there and she's trying to eat, she's got her head all down and she's kind of not really swallowing very good, not chewing very good. She might choke or colic, right? So if you ever have a horse that's sleepy like this and the vet leaves and maybe they just think that you know or they just don't tell you, you always want to remember, don't let them eat when they're like this, because she can't really swallow. So if she tries to swallow, it might go down the wrong pipe, just like when you choke, you know. So when we put her up, we'll make sure she doesn't have any hay that she can eat while she's recovering. You guys have any more questions? No? Okay. Thank Miss Sterling for being a nice little patient today.
Stay tuned. Modern Horseman TV will be right back.
My name is Scott Brookins, and I am the owner of Brookins Construction and MD Barn Master of the Carolinas. At MD Barn Master, we have the best warranty in the business. We have a variety of designs to choose from. Our barns are easily customizable to meet your needs. We have financing available to those who qualify. Our barns are fire resistant and they hold their value with little maintenance. Let us build your dream barn for you today.
Have you ever dreamed about going to summer camp? Well, the coolest thing I found was summer camp with horses involved. So we're going to take a trip down to Stantonsburg, North Carolina, and visit the 4-H kids who actually got to paint a horse and decorate him. And then we're going to run down to Wade, North Carolina, and visit Hidden Acres Farm, where those kids had a ball learning to ride and do different things on their horses. Come on, let's go. My guest is Claudia McCauley. We're here in Wade, North Carolina at the Hidden Acres Horse Farm, where Claudia puts on a series of summer camps every year. And as you can see behind us, the kids have a ball. Can you tell us a little bit about your summer camp program?
Yes, we have 3 camps usually in the summertime. We have 2 beginner camps and 1 intermediate camp. The group that you see behind us, of course, is the intermediates, and they are able to walk, trot, and canter. The beginner camps are usually children that come in that have never ridden before, and so we take them from day 1 of not knowing anything about the horse through Monday through Friday, and by Friday they are just really looking good. A lot of them can even canter by Friday. So it's really, I think we've done a really good job with the program as far as developing the different steps to get them through to that point.
And I remember you were telling me about some of the games that they play, and that sounded like so much fun. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about the activities?
Right. The first couple of days of camp, of course, we emphasize safety, and we teach them how to do that 1 rein stop. But in order for them to really appreciate all of that, the best way to do it is through games. And so we start playing games like musical stalls. We do red light, green light. We do cone relay. We do games with the pool noodles where they have to hold on to them and do teamwork games. We do musical buddies where they have to get on and off, and teamwork of getting themselves on and off their horse with their buddy. So not only does it develop skills, but it develops teamwork, and they have a blast doing it. And they don't even know that they're learning, but by the end of the week they've learned so many things just from playing all the games.
It sounds like so much fun. It sounds like they get a lot of hands-on activity and experience, so they get the horses themselves and saddle them and do all the fun stuff with that too?
Yes, I have a good group of kids that come in over the summertime, interns, and then just usually the intermediates are the one that helps with the beginner camps, and I assign one teenager to 2 campers, and they're responsible for working together as a team again, and they go out, get their horses in, they work together to get them saddled, bridled, and bring them into the arena in a safe fashion. And those kids are the ones that really help put this all together and make it flow.
My next guest is Paige Dorman, and she is from Fayetteville, North Carolina. And Paige has been coming to Claudia's camps for a while now. So Paige, tell us what and all you've learned here at camp.
I've learned a lot actually. Most of the stuff I've actually learned on Diamond here. He's ever since I've been here, he's been here ever since I've been here, and I learned a lot of stuff on him, and she's taught me how to teach a horse how to side pass, and she's really been helping me on how to train babies, because I'm getting a baby really soon. And I've been learning how to train babies and stuff, and learned how to make a horse, not make a horse, but let them trust you, right, and stuff. And yeah.
And so you help Claudia with the beginner camps kids too, don't you? And how is that? Do you like that?
I like it a lot. It gives me experience on how to train. Like if somebody wants to learn how to do something, I know how to help them if they're young, and then because they're little kids, but then if there's somebody older, like in the camp, then I know how to help them too. I know how to explain it differently.
Right. Very good. And so what do you do other than the camp? Do you show your horses?
Yes, I show Western Pleasure, English, and I jump.
All right. And how high have you jumped?
4 foot.
That's amazing. That is incredible. Well, you must have learned a lot from Claudia to be able to jump 4 feet.
Yes, ma'am.
That's fabulous. And do you have horses of your own?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind do you have?
I have Arabians, I have quarter horses, I have an Appaloosa, and I have 2 miniatures.
And what do you want to do when you grow up?
Probably a professional horse trainer.
All right. Well, it sounds like you're well on your way, ma'am. Next guest is Thomas Shay. And Thomas is from Fayetteville, North Carolina, and he's been coming to camp here for how long?
2 years.
2 years now? So Thomas has gotten to be a pretty accomplished rider as well. So tell me a little bit about what you've done while you've been at camp.
I've learned how to use different types of bits and reins, and first I learned how to canter, because when I got here I didn't know how to canter. Quit. That's pretty much it.
Okay, so you help Claudia with the younger kids when they're here for camp too?
Yes, ma'am.
So you've had a lot of experience with some team building skills and those kind of things. Where do you go to school?
I go to Massey Hill.
And you'll be in what grade?
I'll be in the 11th grade.
That's fantastic. So Thomas was telling me that he's very interested in mounted shooting.
Yes, ma'am.
So have you done that yet?
No, I've shot on the ground with my horse.
Okay, and is he fairly good with the gun shooting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what kind of horse do you own?
I own a quarter horse.
Okay, that's nice. So what are you doing here today? You guys are just doing some fun exercises
We're doing some fun exercises, playing some games, and early we're doing side passing.
All right, can you side pass on this boy?
Yes. All right.
Show us a little bit. Nice, very, very nice. All right, looks like Claudia's lessons have done you well.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Well, thank you for your time today, Thomas, and good luck in the future with your horse career.
Thank you.
With me this afternoon is Emily Hardy. Emily is part of the Greene County Cooperative Extension Agent, and she runs the 4-H program in Greene County. We recently visited a summer camp that Emily hosted, but before we get into that, can you tell me a little bit about the 4-H program in general?
I can. 4-H stands for Head, Heart, Hands, and Health, and it is a youth organization. It is one of the largest youth organizations in the country. It is based in every county. Every county's program looks different. There is a county, a district, a state, and a national level in 4-H.
They're like 80% less involved in gang activity and drugs and crime.
Mhm.
So, you know, we really owe it to our children to get them involved in programs like yours. The day that we were there, they did the most fun thing with painting the horses. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about what we did?
I can. The camp started off at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we started off with just basic safety. Safety is real important around horses. So basic rules, kind of an overview of what we're going to do. We also talked about equipment. We talked about facial markings and foot markings on horses. We talked about different tack used on horses, you know, English versus Western. And
different jobs within the equine industry.
Right, we talked about different jobs. We tried to give them an educational portion to it, and then we got into the fun, competitive part with, like, you know, painting horses is always a fun treat. I kind of wish, in a way, we didn't give them paintbrushes and said you have to go, you know, all out with your fingers and see how they would have liked that. That would have made it interesting, I believe. But so we give them a fun activity, give them some little education, give them a little fun. So we painted up, we broke them up in 2 teams, and each team had a horse.
And Emily came out with this huge craft box with glitter and ribbons and paint and all kinds of stuff to decorate these babies with, beads and just everything.
Yeah, I wasn't sure exactly what they would have needed, but I brought everything I had. So I was like, I don't know exactly what they're going to need or want, but I brought everything I had. I'd love to hear from them.
Thank you for telling us about your program.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Are you ready for that awesome outdoor experience? An outdoor living space that can be enjoyed by all? Let the expertise of award-winning Belgard authorized contractor Harper Landscaping, serving eastern and central North Carolina, design and install that perfect space. A place to let the family enjoy and relax. A divine intervention to outdoor living. Whether it be a cookout with friends and family or an after-school hangout, Harper Landscaping can help you create that perfect space for many moments to cherish.